everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, then welcome. And if you don't want to miss out on weekly pick a card readings, don't forget to subscribe. Today's pick a card reading is an interesting one. We are going to see who really wants to date you right now. In front of me, I have 3 different options, each with a different stone. Choose the one that really calls out to you. This is group 1, group 2, and group 3. Take a moment and pause the video now if you need more time, and if you know which one you want, you can go to the timestamp down below. Okay, let's get started. Hey, group number 1. Okay, so who really wants to date you right now? Okay, group number 1. So this is a really interesting dynamic that I see with you guys, with your person. Okay, so right away, they're coming across like they're a thrill seeker, okay? Kind of an adrenaline junkie in a sense. And yet, they're like that with everything but love, is what I'm seeing. And I'm just like, what? You know? And on top of that, I feel like they're actually like really good at a lot of different areas in life. Like I see that they have good work ethic. Typically when I see this card, that's what that represents. And I'm just like, you know, just they're confident naturally. I feel like they might even be, I'm getting kind of like jock athletic vibes. So they could be, you know, into something that's physical, but if not, they like to stay in shape. And I feel like, you know, they just like physical activity, period. You know, they kind of got that competitive, I'm the best type energy going on. So I feel like this is actually really gonna throw you, that this person feels so thrown by approaching you, okay? And that's why you haven't been asked out yet by them. And in fact, it's like, it makes me want to be like, come on, bro, like, channel that thrill seeker energy into you know, like, into asking you out. Like, I don't get it. And if this is a girl you're wondering about, then yeah, like, she's thrown by even, like, approaching you or talking. That's what I'm seeing, okay? So this person, though, views you like the Page of Water. So you guys come across as being like magical and like kind of in a world of your own, just doing your own thing. And it's not even necessarily what you do, but how you are that just feels magical to this person. Like you're just so your own person, and like, you know, you make any moment just seem like amazing just by how you are is what's coming across. I also feel like you guys probably have a creative element to you as well, which is intriguing to this person. And yeah, and literally when I saw that, the song that hit me about you guys when they think of you is like, every little thing you do is magic, okay? And it's like you're not even trying, and it's just effortless. And yeah, so you being you know, inspires people whether you know it or not. Okay, so the other thing though about them, like I was saying, I see that, you know, they do really well in like every area, and I would say when it comes to love, but I actually feel like this person, you know, they're pretty good at talking to people. They have a confident energy about them, but it's more like when they're into somebody is all of a sudden when they get thrown. So, you know, when they're talking, hanging out, doing whatever with people that they're kind of about, they're like, they're fine, but, you know, they're viewing you highly. So this is like different for them. And it's kind of like, I just want to be like to this person, oh my gosh, like I feel like you guys feel the same about this person. So I feel like, you know, it's interesting. You just want to be like, oh, just be yourself, you know, and it'll be fine. But, okay, I see too, like, it's kind of like each time that they've wanted to approach you, they've kind of had to get up the courage, or, you know, I feel like you guys kind of hear from them and then you don't, okay? Because the there, the not, and the cell phone came up. But I also feel like this person's a good communicator. So if they, you know, just kind of get out of their head, which I'll get more into that. So yes, this does stem from hurt. Okay, so they're coming at this whole thing kind of cautiously. And they're guarded. And this person's smart though, so I feel like, you know, with enough awareness, like they're gonna break through this and get past this. Okay. Yeah, so they're definitely, you know, coming across like an air sign in the sense of like they're smart, but the flip side to that is like sometimes they'll get too caught up in their mind and then like talk themselves out of this, you know, due to fear of being hurt and all that, and just very like Eight of Swords energy going on with that. Okay, so they view you guys like their dream girl or guy, if you're a guy watching this, okay? So yeah, they put you up there, okay? Like, it's funny because I feel like you would be surprised. Like, this is somebody that it would take you by surprise. Like, they literally always appear like they're cool, calm, collected, you know, they got it going on. And yeah, here I am spilling the tea on them about this. So, okay, I also feel like you and this person have shared past lives together, and that's why you guys are drawn to each other this time around as well, is what I'm seeing. So that's interesting. And I actually do feel like this is like a soulmate type of connection. Okay, so that's the other thing. Like, I feel like, oh my goodness, why is this person so worried? And okay, so with the Mask card, I'm not getting that this person isn't who they say they are, but it's like, I just feel like they come across different with different people sometimes. Okay, and it's really like, again, this person gets in their head, and it's like, I don't know that they completely believe that people really genuinely like the real them sometimes. I'm not saying this is all the time, but sometimes, like when they're in their head, you know, and the insecurities are up. And so, yeah, if you find that this person acts one way, you know, sometimes, and then another way, that's why. And I do feel like, you know what, because I get good vibes from this person, so I feel like they're gonna come into their own and like really just start, you know, to be their authentic self. Okay, so, and then the Fox goes right along with the intelligence. They're really intelligent, you know, very observant people. And okay, so the other thing that's interesting is, notice the Fox is looking back, okay? And so is he. He's looking back at what this magical fairy. So this person is constantly like, kind of got their eye on you is what I'm seeing, okay? So whether you hear from them or not, or, you know, it's kind of back and forth or here and there, it's like, despite any actions and you trying to read into this situation, I do see that their eye is only on you. It's just, it's literally about them and themselves, you know. Okay, so I feel like, okay, so you both value freedom is what I'm seeing. Like, you like to be with somebody, but you like to feel like not restricted and just kind of like free to do your own thing, you know, have your own life, and yet come back together, you know. So that's really cool. You both share that, and I think that's also why you're drawn to each other. Okay, so I also feel like, so once this person does communicate with you, and I do see that they will be, I feel like they're going to want to like, kind of like win you over, okay, and show you this romantic side that I don't feel like a lot of people get to see, you know, and they wouldn't even guess it with this person. Like, I feel like they're kind of, like I said, like they come across like, just kind of like, you know, athletic and just doing their own thing. And but I'm telling you, like, I see that they have a heart though, okay? And like, I do see them, you know, being kind of like chivalrous, opening the door for you, taking you out to nice places, gifts, just, I see it. And yeah, bringing back the old school romance, okay? Okay, the other thing is, so not only do they view you guys like their dream girl or guy, but also like a Virgo, and that is in the sense of you appear like you've got your stuff together, okay? Like, you're put together well, you're self-assured and just like doing your own thing, okay? So it's really interesting. You guys are really actually like a mirror for each other. But like I said, like, this person can get in their head and then like stop themselves. So that's, you know, something they gotta like be aware of and like get through. But I see this as being an amazing match, honestly. Okay. All right, so several signs for who they could be came out. So we've got Aries, and whether they're an Aries or not, they're definitely coming across like an Aries. I definitely feel that this person loves movement and physical activity and staying in shape, and like kind of does things fast, basically. And, you know, does have an opinion, can be fiery and lively. All right, they're also coming, they could have Gemini in their chart or be a Gemini. Sun, moon, rising. So yeah, see that? I feel like this person, you know, when they do like approach you and talk, they're going to be really good at conversation. Okay, they also could be a Libra or have that in their chart. And I do feel like overall, like this person does value harmony, they value relationships, they value equality, you know, fairness, justice, all that kind of stuff. Like they are the type of friend that wants to make sure that everybody's having a good time. Everybody, you know, is just basic, you know, just a very fairness to this person is what I'm seeing with that. They also could be a Taurus or have that in their chart, sun, moon, rising. And either way, it's like once their mind's made up and they've got their eye on you, which this person does, I feel like they don't see anybody else, you know, and they are all about you and they're willing to, you know, do what it takes to make it work. But like also like the Taurus, they could be slow to start, but once they do, like that's when, you know, the momentum comes through and they tap into the more fiery aspect of themselves and go all out with the idea, is what I'm seeing. Okay, group number 1, this is who I see for you guys. If this resonates and you think you know who this is, let me know in the comments. And if it did resonate, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Group number 2. Okay, so who really wants to date you right now? Okay, group number 2. This is a very interesting dynamic that I see for you guys. Okay, so this person's definitely got their eye like on you strong, okay? And they are like reading into the situation with you and trying to get any signs, clues, you know, just even about who you are, okay? So they're checking out your social media, they're not missing a post, and just like kind of playing detective is what I'm seeing, okay? And when I see this page and this king come out together, often what this tells me is that your person has one of two dynamics going on, okay? They're either like younger than you and act, you know, more mature for their age, or they are older than you and act or come across as being younger, okay? So take which resonates with that. And you know what? It doesn't even have to be any of that, okay? They could be around the same age and just like be coming across like the King of Pentacles, you know what I mean? Like I feel like this person overall is doing well as far as making money goes in that whole area. But, you know, then when it comes to relationships, that could be where they kind of get a little bit immature, you know, and not exactly maybe communicate and act cold, distant, you know, jump ship when things get rocky. It could be that dynamic. So again, general reading, take what resonates. They are like, they're playing this waiting game I'm feeling with you though. Okay, so that tells me like if you guys are in communication, like I feel like you kind of take forever maybe to get back to this person is what I'm seeing. Or they're kind of waiting. The other message that came out about the waiting was that, where'd it go? Yeah, they're waiting for the right time to make their move. Okay, so they're like I said, reading into the situation and like feeling this whole thing out and trying to gauge you and seeing like all like when they feel like the right time would be to shoot their shot. Okay, so they're viewing you guys like the Queen of Fire. So even if you're a guy, just flip this. So you guys are like, your beauty or your handsomeness like blows this person away, okay? And they're just mesmerized by it, as well as like how you are. I feel like you guys come across as being confident and like knowing who you are, knowing what you're about, knowing what you stand for, and like just really like doing your own thing. And I feel like you guys in particular though, currently you're in this energy where you're coming across like very like driven and ambitious, very goal oriented, and just like yeah, like just shining with whatever it is that you're doing. I feel like you're blazing down this new path and it's coming across. And honestly, like if that doesn't ring true for you, then either it's coming, like it's going to be happening, or it's just how you're coming across and how they view you, okay? So yeah, it's interesting. So a lot of fire, you know, and with the unicorn here, they see you as being like rare, unique, special, like truly a star and shining. Some of you could even be in the spotlight. All right. And here's the thing though. So with the Four of Fire reversed, okay, so this is interesting. They view you also as being unconventional and a free spirit, okay? And you might even, your path might even be unconventional, okay? So something not everybody would be doing, or think, oh, you know, could you actually make it in that area? Like that type of feeling. But you would though, is what I'm getting. Like with this Queen of Fire energy, you know, she's got such a like, if I set my mind to it, it's gonna happen. So I feel like you guys have that too. And if you don't, you will, okay? You'll step into it. All right, so along with them being intrigued by your like unconventional and free spirit ways, they kind of feel a little intimidated by it, okay? And here's why. Because it's like you kind of have this unpredictableness about you. And what came through about that is like they feel like they're not entirely sure that you would want to commit. Like that's what's coming across. They're just not sure. Okay, they feel like a lot of different people, you know, give you attention, hit you up. So I feel like you're kind of seen as being in the spotlight even if you're not in the spotlight, is the energy you guys carry, which is amazing. And it's kind of like, you know, so they don't know exactly like how you would be. So that's part of the waiting is what I'm seeing. So even if you guys are like talking here and there, like they haven't, you know, really like asked you yet because of all, you know, just, yeah, like you guys, you're coming across like you're all that and, you know, can afford to be choosy because you probably get hit up a lot is what I'm seeing. The other thing that I'm seeing about them and then you is that they are coming across like they're kind of like traditional, okay? And kind of conservative and maybe even a bit old school, like when it comes to relationships. So that's interesting. And you guys are coming across like more new age and being unconventional. So that also goes back to the whole, like, they're not sure. Like, would you want to commit with them? Or are you kind of just like wanting to be non-committal, you know, and not being tied down to anybody currently? Interesting. Also, like I said, you guys might have left this person on red. I'm not sure. They feel like for some of you, you might have curved this person, and that's part of the waiting. So yeah, it's so interesting. Okay, so the other thing that's coming across is okay, so I actually have two things that came out with this card. Okay, so on one hand, I feel like you guys can be kind of fierce, okay? So like, you know, you have this way about you when you feel like you're right, you feel like you're right, you know what I mean? Like that kind of vibe is coming through. And I'm also getting that okay, so family means a lot to one of you, and initially it came through that it was about them, but it could also be you guys, okay, because it's a general reading. And I feel like they're fiercely loyal to those that they're closest to, okay? That kind of energy is coming across. So that could also be you guys. So you guys would be like a mirror in that way, if it rings true for you as well. Okay. So this is, yeah. So you guys, somebody's doing a lot of talking is what I'm seeing. Speaking of those closest, okay, I feel like they're like telling whoever's closest to them about their idea about, you know, pursuing you. And, you know, I feel like you guys have mentioned this person as well to those that you're closest to. And if you guys, you know, I mean, it's possible you haven't, but, you know, it's coming through that there's like a lot of talk. And maybe some of you actually have mutual friends with each other, and that's what's showing up here. Okay. Yeah. That is interesting. And I feel like they just kind of currently aren't sure, like, you know, what to do, how to approach you best. And they really are firm believers in, like, the right timing, the right wording, like, all that is coming through. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so you guys, you might actually be dreaming of each other. So you guys are connected on the dream level is what I'm seeing. Okay. So your person is coming across as being intelligent and wise, and I feel like, you know, they really do want to build with you something substantial. Okay, this person is all about relationships and long-term relationships, so they definitely come across like an earth sign in that way. And yeah, and you guys are just real fiery is what I'm seeing. Okay, so the signs that came through is like Leo, Virgo, and Aquarius. So either one of you could be any one of those. They could be strong in either one of your charts. Okay, so sun, moon, rising. I'm actually getting, since there's a lot of earth and fire here, that I wouldn't be surprised if one of you was an earth sign or a fire sign. They could even be like the Leo, but like have an earth moon. You could be the earth sign, but you know, have like a fire moon. Something is coming through where it's like you guys are kind of the opposite, but yet kind of the same. Okay, so this is very yin yang type energy going on. So yeah, like they might be more traditional, you might be more untraditional, but like it's like you guys would work those, what I'm seeing, kind of balance each other out. Like you would bring them out of the whole, like you don't always have to be traditional when it comes to everything. And they might like give you a little bit more structure and like, you know, see that you're not really missing out, you know, not going out and this and that. Not saying, you know, to ever change who you are unless it comes to you to do so, but I feel like you guys would kind of like bring each other out of what you're used to is what I'm seeing while being who you are, if that makes sense. So that's really cool to see. Okay, I feel like, okay, so in denial about their feelings came up. So this person is actually, I feel like, kind of good at like not exactly showing how they feel. Like they kind of play the game, so to speak, but honestly, I feel like their energy doesn't lie. And I feel like if you guys, you know, if you're, some of you might have actually friend zoned this person is what's also coming through. But for others of you, I think like it's going to dawn on you like randomly, like a light's going to go off and you're going to be like, yeah, like this person. Okay. So if it does ever dawn on you, like feel free to like even hit them up, okay? Because like I see that they're all about you guys, okay? Like they're just literally in this waiting energy right now, but I feel like if given any signal, any sign, this person would be like, yeah, like let's do this, okay? So yeah, group number 2. Okay, this is who I see for you guys. Let me know in the comments if it resonated and if you think you know who this is. And if this resonated, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys. Hey, group number 3. Okay, so who really wants to date you right now? Okay, group number 3. So I am not gonna lie, this group had a lot of heavy energy with it, okay? So the person who really wants to come back into your life is an ex, okay? And okay, so yeah, they're currently like kind of going round in their head about this and about how to approach you, and not a lot of action is being taken, or if it is, it's like here or there, okay? You might hear from this person out of the blue and then nothing, okay? So I feel like they're definitely going, you know, getting caught up in their head and not taking a lot of action, like the 8 of air there. But I do see, though, that they do want to come forward and they definitely have their eye on you, okay? And they want to come across like the messenger of water, which I think you're going to laugh at because that is such like a good guy or girl type feeling. And I feel like you're just like, yeah, you know, okay. Like it's a wolf in sheep's clothing type feeling. And on top of that, okay, so they are viewing you guys like the queen of earth. So even if you're a guy watching this, so they've always found you to be super attractive and like a real like genuine person, you know, with a big heart and just like naturally loving and caring and like there for them, okay? And just like, you know, I feel like you guys are also doing good and, you know, making money and just like all around a secure person, like personally as well as financially, and just like you come across like you got your stuff together even if you don't feel like you do, okay? That's how you come across. Okay, so I feel like though this person, you know, they had a lot of like kind of dark stuff come up for them is what I'm seeing, and like I feel like they had like kind of a destructive way of dealing with it, and I'm just getting like a real like repetitive pattern with this person, okay? Something that, you know, is essentially what tore you two apart, and I see that, you know, you guys broke from this connection and it was heartbreaking for both of you. And then I feel like with the Six of Air that, you know, like things would get better, or you would think, oh, okay, you know, they've changed, they've shifted, we can give this another go. And it's like, it was back to whatever, you know, destroyed this in the first place is what I'm seeing. So it's kind of like a karmic cycle, a repetitive pattern that kept repeating itself no matter how the intentions were of them, you know, coming back around, like the Knight of Water. And yeah, okay, so for some of you, this person that you're dealing with is kind of like got mood swings, I see, like highs and then lows. And then for others of you, it's just like I said, like a lot of dark stuff coming up for them and them not knowing the best way to deal with it, and just like a destructive pattern, you know, that tore you guys apart is what's coming through. Okay, so yeah, and what's interesting too is like you guys trying to communicate this is like being through a maze, I see. And I actually do feel like this person was like a good boyfriend or girlfriend, like when they were, and they did want this to work. I see that, but it's like I said, like their coping mechanisms, I feel like, got in the way. Okay, so what's interesting is on one hand, your guys' back is turned towards them up top. So I feel like, you know, and so it's kind of like 50-50. I feel like half of you are like over this whole connection, and the other half is kind of hopeful that things might change for the better. And it's kind of like, yeah, like they see you as kind of giving them the cold shoulder. They feel shut out from your life, you know, and, you know. But on the other hand, I see that you guys are kind of looking over, like, I wonder what they're up to. I wonder if they've changed, you know, like still kind of that hopefulness. And maybe that's like you feel split. Like maybe half of you feels over it and the other half is like, well, maybe, you know, because I feel like deep down you both felt like each other was the one, and that's what makes this so tough to let go of. So yeah, and the other thing is you guys are like a source of light. Like you guys are like a lighthouse archetype, I feel. So I'm not surprised that they weren't, you know, they were drawn to your light. And I think a part of you guys, you know, you're wise. You feel like, oh, you know, like maybe I could help them out, you know, and because I see the best version of them and what they could be. And it's kind of like, but it's not your job, you know what I mean? So it's like, you can't put that on you. But yeah, like you guys, you know, they felt super like alive and inspired, and it's just like, but it all turned is what I'm seeing. In fact, I feel like it ended up feeling like kind of like a Halloween type thing. Like one minute everything was bright and shiny feeling, and then the next minute it was just felt dark and like it shifted. Okay, in fact, along with that, okay, the Evanescence song came through, and that it really felt like it highlighted like the heavy energy, and it's her song Going Under. And the lyrics in particular that hit my mind were blurring and stirring the truth from the lies, so I don't know what's real, always confusing thoughts in my head. Okay, so you guys also might have had like stuff come up for you around the same time, okay? And I feel like you both had to kind of deal with stuff and, you know, shine the light on these fears and insecurities and what was coming up for you. But again, I feel like you guys, you know how to do that, being more like the lighthouse, and this person doesn't. So that was kind of the difference. And I feel like, you know, with this repetitive pattern that kept repeating itself, it's like it just made you feel like, oh, like no matter what we do, we can't seem to rise above and stay above any obstacles. And it was just kind of like you were going underwater, you know, and in that same like rut is what's coming through. So it's like I'm tapped into this like powerless feeling in this situation and seeing it change. And I feel like, you know, when you guys did try to talk, it kind of just started getting into fights and like, again, like going through a maze, not really getting anywhere with each other. So now I feel like you guys broke free. You did what you felt was right for you. And like, you're just kind of like shining, you know, not saying that you're not still trying to go through this hurt, but like you're seen as just like bouncing back. Again, goes back to the lighthouse and having, you know, you really do heal and deal from things. So you really do rise above, you know, your issues. Whereas I feel like this person doesn't know how, is what's coming across. But it's coming through strong though, that they do want to reunite with you guys, and that it would take some honest communication is what I'm also seeing. Okay, but group number 3, you know, if you feel like that it's over between you and this person and you did what was the best thing for you, then I would take that and just run with it, okay? Because I did see that, you know, and everybody's situation is different. So, but if you are releasing this ex, I also do see that new love is on the way. And some of you have met the new person and some of you have not met the new person yet, okay? And the signs that came out in regards to you, your ex, or this new person is Cancer, Libra, and Taurus. And that could be any sign in their sun, moon, rising, or in their chart, okay? So take what resonates with that. And I feel like, you know, this new person, though, is coming across as like the opposite, like a much more stable person, much more disciplined, much more grounded, and like would really be a rock for you. Whereas I feel like this other person, you know, it's like, whoo, the emotional swing was just like one way and then the other way, very high, very low, very repetitive, and yeah. And for those of you that do know of this new person, I feel like you are daydreaming about you and them and like what you guys could be. And I just get real like fairy tale-ish vibes and like, you know, just a very new feeling with them. Okay, so it looks good. So that's what I'm trying to say is like, if you're done and you did what you feel is right with this ex, there is, you know, the more you release on them energetically, like the more that the new person can come in. Okay, so yeah, group number 3, this is what I see for you guys. If this resonates, and let me know in the comments, and if it does, don't forget to give it a like. All right, bye guys.